What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Maniére collaboration with Jordan Brand on this Air Jordan 5 Retro SP in the Dusk colorway. So after waiting nearly a month, I finally got my pair shipped to me this week. This is the second of two colorways of the Air Jordan 5 in collaboration with Maniére, and they released a Dawn and Dusk pack, which I've already reviewed the Dawn colorway on my channel not too long ago. So this one is the Dusk pair, which released in the end of November. They retailed for a price of $225 US, which is approximately 310 Canadian dollars converted. The official colorway for this shoe is black, burgundy crush, and pale ivory, and this is obviously inspired by the darker sunset colors as opposed to the brighter colors of sunrise. And while the Dawn pair was sold outside of Maniére, from what I understand, this Dusk pair was exclusive only to them, which explains why this colorway is reselling for a bit more on the secondary market compared to the Dawn colorway. So similar to the Dawn pair, this Dusk colorway comes in an Maniére branded box. So if you look real close, we have the repeating A logo found on all sides of the box, and it's done in this burgundy or plum color. And on the inside lid, we have this black and white Maniére branding, and of course we have that signature A branded paper as well, which is something you see consistently with Maniere's collaborations with Jordan Brand. So as for the shoe itself, while the Dawn colorway was inspired by the color blocking of the Fire Red 5s, these ones in comparison obviously takes inspiration from the metallic 5s. And just like the Dawn pair, the upper of this sneaker, this is constructed out of nubuck, but it's done in a black color instead. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have another overlay of this genuine nubuck, but covering the eyelets, instead of TPU, we have this smooth black colored leather, which gives the shoe more of a premium touch. Replacing the normal netting, the netting here has the Maniére A logo, which repeats across and is done in this vintage yellow tone. And then next to this on the lateral side, we have the outline of 23, but it's done in this tonal black finish. And then around the ankle collar area, this is left flat instead of a normal Jordan 5, which has this bubble which protrudes outwards. And this is a change I actually really like. It gives the shoe more of a sleek and more of a wearable look. Embroidered on the bottom of the heel, we have Nike Air branding in this tonal black finish. And on the medial side, it's left flat here as well, but just like any other Air Jordan 5, the medial side of the shoe is a bit higher compared to the lateral side. In terms of laces, so these come with 3 different lace options. The one that I prefer most and arguably the most popular are these cream colored laces, which really gives a lot of contrast and it really pops well. But they also come with a flat style lace in black and also a flat style lace in white as well. Underneath this, the bottom half of the tongue, this is covered in the same netting that we saw on the side panels. Again, we have the Maniére A logo, and then the top of the tongue, this is covered in this reflective 3M finish in silver. And the tongue here is a bit shorter and thinner compared to a typical Jordan 5 tongue, again adding to the whole wearability factor of this shoe. Embroidered on the left foot, we have the Maniére A logo, and then on the left foot, we have the Jumpman logo. And before I forget, the laces intertwine through your typical Air Jordan 5 lace lock. This is also done in a bit of a yellowed vintage look, which matches the tone of the laces perfectly. On the back of the tongue, this is covered in a burgundy colored fabric, which also has the Maniére A logo stitched within this fabric. So this is a really nice premium touch. And then on the back of the right tongue, we have Michael Jordan's signature, and then on the back of the left tongue, we have Maniére branding. The same can be said for the inner collar of the shoe, except this is done in black, but we still have this repeating A logo found within the fabric itself. And then moving on to the insoles, these come with a thin polyurethane foam insole, but embroidered on the heel, we have Nike Air branding. So the upper of the Jordan 5, it sits atop a full-length polyurethane foam midsole, which is primarily painted in black. We have this burgundy hit on the forefoot, and encased within this midsole, we have a Nike Air technology, which helps with impact protection and shock absorption. And on the Air unit itself on the heel, on the lateral side, we actually have Maniére branding, which is pressed onto the air bubble itself, which I thought was kind of strange. I would have definitely preferred if they had not done this. To me, it seemed a little bit tacky, but luckily it's not that noticeable, especially if it's on foot. And then finally, turning the shoe over to the bottom, so the outsole here is constructed out of a mix of black colored rubber along with these semi-translucent vintage looking yellow rubber visible on the forefoot and the heel. So we have the Jumpman logo underneath on the left foot and the Maniére A logo on the right foot, along with Nike branding cut away from the black rubber in the middle. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Jordan 5s. And for those wondering about sizing, so because I entered this raffle before getting my Dawn pair, I had no idea how these would fit. I assumed because of the thinner collar and the tongue that they might run a little bit bigger than normal, so I got these in a half size down, which is a size 9.5. My foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and for recent Jordan 5s, I've been able to go down a half size to a 9.5, because Jordan 5s in general are pretty wide foot friendly normally. So getting these in a 9.5, I actually felt like they ran pretty snug. So I'd recommend most people just stick true to size for this pair and you should be okay. And I even noticed that this Dusk pair, it ran a little bit more snug than the Dawn pair. So I feel like the Dawn pair in a 9.5 was doable in a snug 1-to-1 fit for me, but this pair in a 9.5, it basically felt like it was too tight and that I would need to go up to a size 10 to fit these comfortably. So I don't know if this is just an issue with the inconsistency with the manufacturer. I'm assuming they're supposed to fit exactly the same, but again, most people can go true to size for this Dusk pair. Even if you have a narrow foot, you should be fine. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel pretty much like any other Jordan 5, so it's not going to be the most comfortable sneaker out there, but it's not that bad for a retro Jordan. I find that Jordan 5s are more comfy than a Jordan 4, for example, so you feel some amount of cushioning underfoot, but generally speaking, it still is more on the firm side. But again, for a casual use sneaker, it's going to be okay. And finally, from a quality and craftsmanship standpoint, so first off, material quality I thought was pretty solid. They utilized this nice genuine nubuck on the upper, and I like the variety of the materials with the reflective 3M panels, this changed up netting as well as the premium lining on the back of the tongue and the collar. So these were nice premium touches, which really elevates the look and feel of the sneaker. But in terms of the build for this specific pair, I don't know if I got unlucky, but I noticed that there was quite a few scuffs on the nubuck. Because this is black nubuck, it's more obvious than the Dawn pair. So there were some very noticeable scratches along the upper of the shoe, which was pretty disappointing. But aside from that though, I thought overall the shoe was decently built. The glue stains were pretty minimal, the paint job was solid as well. I just think the way it was transported with the two shoes rubbing against each other maybe, that's probably what caused the scratching of the nubuck. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you and I'll show you guys how these look. I know the Dusk colorway is arguably the more popular of the two, which kind of makes sense because this is probably the easier shoe to pull off, being that it's mostly just black, so you could pretty much wear this with anything you want to rock. But for me, I've always been more of a fire red guy over a metallic 5 guy, and I think the same holds true for this 2-shoe pack. I just think for this black pair, the details kind of get lost. I think if they had made this 23 on the lateral heel a contrasting color, same with the Nike Air branding on the back, maybe make this the same vintage looking color as the laces, that may have been a little bit better. But to me, the Dawn pair just kind of stands out a bit more, and that's why I prefer that one over these. But again, this is a very clean colorway, one that can be worn with a lot of different outfits, and it's just more of a subtle shoe that if you know, you know. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Maniére Air Jordan 5 and this Dusk colorway? What are your thoughts on this pair? Between this one and the Dawns, which of the two do you guys prefer? And how long did you guys have to wait for your pairs to arrive in the mail? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow me on X or Twitter at sean.go spelt out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.